what we do here today, we are doing in an atmosphere of non-judgment. You're really good at not judging other people, I'm guessing, right? But you know who we're really, really not good at being kind to? Ourselves. We all walk around in this society with a cop in our head, like a policeman in our head that says, don't do that. Don't say that. You'll look stupid if you do that. And sometimes that cop in our head will turn off our own empathy, right? Have you ever looked at someone because the cop in your head is saying, she looks weird, or he's doing something dumb, and then we judge them for it a little bit? There's a gentleman by the name of Augusto Boal who started Theater of the Oppressed and used these very same exercises and techniques to help people in totalitarian regimes overthrow the government. So this might seem fun and silly, but hey, revolution. The root of that, though, was getting people to believe that they had agency, to believe that they were worthy enough for respect and to be living in a free society. And I think it dovetails really nicely with the anti-bullying campaign, because in order to do improvisation, if I'm doing a scene with Kay on stage, I'm making myself very vulnerable because I'm taking something very precious to me, my thoughts, my ideas, and I'm saying, are they good enough? And the most disastrous thing a person could do in that situation is to say, no, they're not good enough. I have a better idea. So improvisation, the rules and the techniques of improvisation dovetail very nicely with sort of a more empathetic and empowered society. So that's one of the reasons that I particularly love improv. You bring a suggestion forth, and what do we hear sometimes? Maybe nothing. Sometimes that sucks the worst, you know, where you're like, I have this great idea, and people are like, they just walk away. I like to think of the yes and as a ladder, you know, that this is milkshakes at Freshies. This is us at the donut shop under the sea. All of these rungs along here got us there, right? And when we say no, we shorten that ladder. We don't go as far. We don't go as, we're not as creative. We don't make such an interesting story. When you hear a yes, but, for me, that's the rudest thing, because it's almost like your partner is saying, yes, I heard that you were talking, but I have a better idea. And then both middle fingers fly up and I run away. If you were to say to me, the library needs funding and you have the ability to make a real impact on the justice, and I said no, how would you yes but around that?
Yes, but maybe there'd be another time when you might feel differently.
I don't know what that time would be.
Have you ever felt that way before and still come out with a different outcome?
It was really good. So the yes but keeps the conversation going when no is your only response. So when there's a differential of power dynamic and somebody who's in a higher position, as it were, has a perceived higher status than you, the yes but keeps you in the conversation. I like to mention that when we do this, especially with adults, because a lot of times we get caught up in the yes but just being a no. But sometimes it's a tool. It is our job to say yes to every suggestion that you give, and we're going to add a little bit to ourselves. Yes, and I actually have a friend who works for a catering company, and she owes me a favor, so whatever kind of food we want, she'll cater.
Oh, yes, and I bet they'll bring drinks too.
Yes.
Yes, and I have a friend who has a time machine, and they can bring the Beatles to the party.
So we talk a lot about how yes and positivity is the way to go, but sometimes we have those big feelings, right? Those big bad feelings. It's taking that moment before we go from green to red. We've got the yellow light on the stoplight, right? In the yellow light, we still have choices. Once we go to red, then we take our anger and our frustration out on someone else, and there are consequences, right? But when you're in that yellow, you can take that pause and say, it's not about you. I'm frustrated. It's not about you.